In the heart of Lagos, where the city homed with endless activity and ambition, two friends are growing up side by side, Chuka and Jide. From their first days at St. Gregory's Primary School to the bustling street of Yaba, they were inseparable. Everyone knew them as twins by bond. If you saw Chuka, Jide wasn't far behind. Chuka was the dreamer, quiet, focused, and always scheming up ideas to make money. While Jide was the charmer, loud, quick-witted, and with a smile that could open doors Chuka never even knocked on. Their differences complemented each other. Chuka built things, Jide sold the dream. After graduating from Unilag, they both landed small jobs in the tech scene. But their big break came when Chuka developed a financial tracking app for market traders called KudiKeep. It was simple, efficient, and had the potential to scale nationwide. Jide, ever the talker, pitched it to a group of angel investors. Within 3 months, they raised their seed funding. They were finally living their dream. They rented a small office in Ikeja, hired a handful of developers, and registered their startup, Kudi Tech Solutions. One day, Chuka noticed the company receipt for a business dinner at Radisson Blu. The amount was steep. He asked Jide, who brushed it off with his usual grin. Guy, this investor likes soft life oh. Now small price for big backing. Then there was the issue of a missing laptop from their office, one assigned to a junior developer who claimed he never received it. Jide promised to look into it. But the real betrayal came on a hot afternoon. Chuka stayed back late at the office. While cleaning up his desk, he accidentally stumbled upon a draft email on Jide's work computer, addressed to a rival startup. The email was a proposal to sell the KudiKeep source code, including user data, for a large sum. It was marked as confidential, with details attachment of architecture. He scrolled further and found signed NDAs agreements, some already executed. Jide had been negotiating behind his back for weeks. That night, when Jide walked into the office whistling like nothing was wrong, Chuka confronted him. You sold us out. Jide froze. What are you talking about? I saw the emails, the contract, we were going to sell our app. Everything we built. Then Jide laughed bitterly. You think I'm the bad guy? You're the one who never listened. I've been carrying this business on my back, pitching, marketing, bringing clients. You just stand behind your laptop. Do you even know what it takes to keep this afloat? Chuka flinched. So you betray me for what? Money, validation. For survival, Jide snapped. You think passion pay rent in Lagos? Chuka walked out that night and didn't look back. The next few months were rough. Legal battles followed. Chuka retained a lawyer and reported the breach. The rival startup, upon realizing the code was stolen intellectual property, pulled out. Jide's reputation took a hit. Chuka rebuilt from scratch, rebranding the original as NigerTrack. 3 years later, NigerTrack is booming. Chuka is now a household name in Nigeria's tech ecosystem. The man who survived betrayal. His story inspired TEDx talks, sponsorship, and even government partnerships. At a tech conference in Abuja, Jide reappears, older, worn out, but still with that quiet pride in his eyes. They meet awkwardly. Jide apologizes, but Chuka doesn't offer forgiveness, just a nod. Maybe someday. Later that night, Chuka's phone buzzes with a call from Amaka, their old mutual friend and ex-legal advisor. She drops the bombshell. Jide never betrayed him. The leaked emails Chuka found, fabricated by someone on their own team, a senior developer named Dele, who had wanted full control of the product and framed Jide to drive a wedge between them. Jide found out, and in trying to quietly fix things without breaking Chuka's trust, he took the fall. Amaka sides on the phone. He protected you. He let you believe the worst of him, just so your name wouldn't get dragged through court. Chuka sits in stunned silence, but instead of peace, rage bubbles in his chest. The next morning, Chuka finds Jide sitting alone sipping tea. "I know the truth now," Chuka says, very low, "about Dele and what you did." Jide looks up, eyes tired but steady. "I figured Amaka would tell you eventually. You let me hate you for years. I'd do it again," Jide says. "You were the future, I was just the shield." Chuka leans forward, his expressions unreadable. "Did you ever think maybe I didn't need protecting? Maybe I just needed a friend who would tell me the truth?" Jide doesn't reply. Then Chuka stands. "We are not brothers anymore. We are not even strangers. We are scars." He walks away, leaving Jide alone with his tea and silence. Jide sat there, motionless. His tea had gone cold. He didn't notice, didn't care. He spent the last 3 years preparing for this moment, replaying it 1,000 times in his mind. But this version, the real version, this wasn't the one he imagined. In his version, Chuka would hear the truth, and they'd hug it out, maybe cry, maybe even laugh about how stupid it all was. But Chuka didn't come back to rebuild. He came to bury. After Chuka left, Jide sat there for another hour, just staring into space. He thought about going home, about disappearing again. But something in him shifted. Not rage, not resentment. Resolve. A week later, a blog post dropped. "I took the fall for my friend and I don't regret it," by Jide Ekwueme. He didn't name names, he didn't throw shade, but he told the story of a co-founder who got framed by a third party, took the hit to protect the company's future, and walked away without ever being thanked. The post went viral. Some saw it as a redemption arc, others saw it as a pity play, but it sparked a bigger conversation in Nigerian tech space about co-founder dynamics, power plays, and the quiet politics of startups. Chuka never responded publicly, but Jide started getting calls, invitations, panel offers. By the end of the year, he launched a new startup, Founders Anonymous, a platform for mentorship, mental health, and real talk for entrepreneurs. He never mentioned Chuka again, not out of bitterness, but because some chapters are meant to end with silence. 5 years had passed since the last time Chuka and Jide spoke. Lagos had changed, so had the tech scene. More money, more foreign investors, more scandals. Chuka had taken NigerTrack global. He launched operations in Kenya and Ghana. But with success came pressure. The cracks had started to show. A data breach hit his company last quarter, quietly settled, and swept under the rug. But insider whispered that Chuka wasn't as clean as he looked. Jide, on the other hand, had turned Founders Anonymous into a movement. Not flashy, not loud, but respected. He'd become the guy founders called when things got real. Quietly, he was rebuilding his name, one honest conversation at a time. Then came the moment no one saw coming. A federal panel was formed to investigate corruption and fraud in Nigerian rising tech sector. Government contracts were being abused, grant funds were being misused, names were being whispered, and one of them was Chuka Okwara. The accusations were serious: manipulated user metrics, misuse of government funds, covering up a major data leak. No concrete proof, but enough to raise eyebrows. Chuka thought it would blow over until he walked into the tribunal and saw who had been invited as a key ethics advisor to the panel: Jide. Their eyes locked. This time, there was no tension, no anger, just cool recognition. Like two generals from an old war, now seated on opposite sides of a new battlefield. Later that day, behind closed doors, they met. No one else, no audience, just the two of them. Chuka spoke first. "You are not seriously going to go through with this?" "I didn't ask for this," Jide replied. "They invited me, I almost declined." "Then do it." Jide looked him dead in the eye. "You would have 5 years ago." Chuka laughed bitterly. 5 years ago, I trusted you. "And I protected you," Jide said quietly. "You didn't lose me, Chuka. You threw me away." Chuka then stepped forward in a low voice. "If you speak against me now, you destroy everything we built, everything I fought for." "No," Jide replied. "You did that when you stopped fighting fair." Chuka tightened. "You still think you are the better man?" "I don't," Jide said. "I just know I'm not the same man who let someone else burn for him." When the tribunal findings were released weeks later, Chuka was not charged, but he was publicly censored. Investor pulled out. He stepped down as CEO quietly, with no press conference, just a statement: "I need time to reflect." Jide never said a word about it publicly. He didn't gloat, he didn't even celebrate. But when asked in a podcast a few months later how he felt to finally have the upper hand, he said, "There are no winners in betrayal, only survivors and ghosts." A year later, on a quiet night, Jide got an email from an anonymous address. No subject, no greeting, just one line: "I finally understand, and I'm sorry. See." He didn't reply, he just archived it, then got back to work. Some friendships don't get repaired. They become lessons, echoing quietly through the choices we make and the people we become. Some stories don't end with peace, but they do end with clarity. Time reveals truth, and power tests character. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.